I like the idea of somebody who's like a washed up celebrity and they're on the list and they're like, show the list, come on.
This is my moment.
Vanessa Carlton's on there. Come on, man.
Or Carlton from The Fresh Prince.
Show the list. Show the list.
The U.S. Virgin Islands that have not had sex yet, has subpoenaed Elon Musk requesting documents from the billionaire for the government's lawsuit alleging JPMorgan Chase benefited financially from Jeffrey Epstein's sex trafficking operation.
I've read that headline like 7,000 times. I don't know what the fuck it means.
So they're going after the big boys off.
But what does that mean? What does that have to do with? What does Elon have to do with JPMorgan Chase and fucking Epstein?
So apparently it's as simple as he's not in trouble in any way.
Why does it sound like he's in trouble? Why is he at the principal's office?
The petition to serve the subpoena does not implicate Musk in any wrongdoing and merely indicates that he was a high net worth individual whom Epstein may have introduced to JP Morgan. So he was like there. So they want to subpoena him to bring him in and basically ask questions. Get
like, what was Epstein like?
That's a long shot. That sounds like a super long shot.
They just want to get Elon to speak on whether the connection was beneficial for JP Morgan, right?
Because why does it sound like Elon's in trouble? He's not in trouble, is he?
It sounds like it, but no, they're just...
He's a witness.
They want potential information.
So they're just asking him to come and give his opinions on Epstein and JP Morgan Chase.
Yeah.
Oh.
Because he was a high person of interest that was met with them at some point.
Because it sounds like I thought like fucking Elon was gonna go to jail or some shit.
It sounds like by putting it out publicly, it pressures him to want to go in, right?
Ah, interesting.
Yeah, the government contacted Mr. Musk's counsel via email to ask if he would be authorized to accept service on Mr. Musk's behalf in this matter, but did not receive a response confirming or denying his authority. The subpoena is requesting all communications between Musk and JP Morgan regarding Epstein or any role the disgraced financier played in the Tesla CEO's financial management.
What a pain in the ass.
So if Epstein was also just involved with Tesla's like financial management and stuff like that during that time, then another thing to bring him in and question him about.
What does subpoena even mean?
You're forced to come. Like, that's government court order.
You ever been subpoenaed?
You ever been served?
You ever served somebody else? No.
When they're like, pretending to play some other role, like a UPS driver or something like that, you're like, hey, Mr. Kwan, yeah, you've been served.
Does it really work like that in real life?
I don't know. Seeing it in the movies is kind of cool.
Yeah.
I do know that you can't do it yourself, right? You can't subpoena the person that you're trying.
Yeah.
Subpoena.
Right?
Oh, yeah.
Subpoena, right?
Go ahead and say it. Subpoena-ing.
Subpoena-ing.
Right.
Yeah, you know, Ron.
Yeah, that's all right.
Because
then there's some, you have to have like a middle person.
Oh, yeah.
Or somebody
like a notary
that's
kind of thing?
Yeah, right?
One of my friends had his buddy do it.
Yeah, you can have
Right.
a person or a professional service. You can have a police officer do it too.
Right.
I got served a few weeks ago. Or not a subpoena. I got served. Not a subpoena. Someone sued me, yeah. I had my first lawsuit.
For the towing?
Oh, cool.
Yeah, thank you. Felt like I was in college.
You're
again.
winning everything.
Why? What was on what grounds?
We impounded somebody's car. They parked somewhere they weren't supposed to. They got towed, and then they sued us. They sued the property manager. They sued the property owner.
So they're going for blood.
This is the size of that person's dick right now.
Whoa. That's pretty good size.
It's a little small.
You know when you're like super mad and it's like like irrational and you're like, I'm gonna sue everybody.
Yeah.
That's pretty gangster.
But what's their cause?
But yeah.
Just to make you jump through hoops on.
Right.
Yeah, what was it?
People be rich like that.
Illegal tow. Well, I think what he was hoping for is that we would settle. You're like, oh, we don't want to go through this, like because like we don't want any blemishes. We have a clean company, and so we don't want to blemish. If you get sued and you lose, it's on your record.
Right.
You know, we don't want.
But you wouldn't lose something this simple.
No, we didn't even use our lawyers. I just straight up did it myself.
Wow.
I had to go myself.
You win everything. He wears his fight shorts and shit. Okay, yeah, you're good, bro. I'm sorry. I was
I
tripping.
just finished digging a tree.
This is my conditioning.
This lawsuit's been sponsored by Barbara Brigade, JK News. Just wanted for the record.
So to paint more context to this, in 2022, the U.S. Virgin Islands filed a lawsuit against JPMorgan Chase alleging the Wall Street giant benefited financially from Epstein's sex trafficking operation and failed in its duty to report suspicious financial activity. Quote, over more than a decade, JPMorgan clearly knew it was not complying with federal regulations in regard to Epstein-related accounts, as evidenced by its too little too late efforts after Epstein was arrested on federal sex trafficking charges and shortly after his death. So the accounts that he maintained at JP Morgan, right now they're alleging that they were like all principal business accounts for human trafficking.
So is it always like that when somebody invests in your company, right? And you didn't know that the money was ill-gotten gains, that always falls on you no matter what?
I mean, this is saying that JP Morgan clearly knew it was not complying with federal regulations in regard to Epstein-related accounts.
Because the same thing's happening right now with that Jolo guy and Leonardo DiCaprio and all those movies that were funded. It's the same thing. This rich financier guy was financing all these films using like bad money that was like gotten through some kind of political like strife. So now they're going back and they're going to all the things that he paid for and they're like, did you know? Did you know? Did you know? And if anybody says they didn't know, they have to really prove they didn't.
Whoa, that's kind of hard. Dude.
It's super hard.
Yeah.
What if like the name of the accounts was like for sex trafficking?
Or not for sex trafficking.
Sex trafficking, like that's how he organized it. And then JP was like, "Hey, oh, dude, I don't even know what you're talking about."
Sex traff? What is that, really?
Is sex trafficking a tax deductible?
Who knows? Who knows what kinds of things their lawyers are telling them to say? You know, like if they did know, there's probably a million ways to get out of it. Probably, honestly, at that level.
Yeah.
If they already knew, they already have the game plan way ahead of time.
Yeah, it's JP Morgan. They're pretty big. They could kill you if you want.
I mean, this says that JP Morgan Chase CEO Jamie Dimon is...
Dude, his name is Jamie Dimon.
Oh my God.
What? Dude, who is...
He is the guy who made Girls Gone Wild or something.
Yo, what's up? I'm Jamie Dimon.
He's scheduled to be deposed at the end of this month.
What is that? You give me these fucking words, man.
Yeah, man, what do you think? We're lawyers over here, man.
So they bring him into the room for a deposition where they grill him basically and get all...
Deposition,
What's a deposition,
It's a fancy meeting, isn't it?
Is it like when you go to the bank and you make a deposit?
So what's your story? What do you fit into this? And then the guy writes it all down. And then when they take it to court, they go, he said earlier that he didn't know.
Okay.
My cousin Vinny terms.
Yes.
Yeah, I was like, that accent fits that description.
Official, like, statement or story.
Exactly, yeah.
And the Virgin Islands also subpoenaed Google co-founder Larry Page, but was facing difficulty serving him as well. A court filing in earlier May said Google's other co-founder, Sergey Brin, as well as Hyatt Hotels chair Thomas Pritzker, real estate tycoon and U.S. News and World Report owner Mort Zuckerman,
It's not Hilton.
and entertainment executive Michael Ovis were issued subpoenas. So it looks like a lot of like high-profile, major moguls are getting subpoenaed for this Epstein, JP Morgan, the whole thing.
Those are always crazy because then that means like for your deposition, your first one has to be on point because that's the one they're gonna go back to and go, hey, it doesn't match when you first told us A to B to C. And if they're doing all of them, like all the subpoenas, everybody got to meet up that night and go, what are we fucking saying, bro?
Yeah, somebody set this up.
I am fucking happy that we're moving forward on this Epstein shit, though.
The what?
That there's progress on this whole Epstein thing.
Except for how the freak he died.
Yeah, I mean, that's the thing that they're hiding and stuff, but, like, it just shows how much of a bigger, like, bigger picture it is. I forgot which podcast I was listening to, but they were talking about how, like, the night that he died, so you know how, like, the cameras are off, and then the security guy, like, fell asleep. Yeah. And then also it was that night when it happened, every like I guess unit or block of a jail, they have its own like security to go in. That one was locked, so it was locked so no one could get inside. But somehow all the cells in that were open, so all cellmates are walking around, and then after Epstein kills himself, that guy's cellmate is immediately transferred to another jail. So it was like super high level orchestration.
That's not suspicious.
Yeah, like how the fuck is
the CIA?
the one day this guy you can't get into the bigger jail, but all the cell doors opened that night. and the camera's off, and that guy that is his cellmate is in another facility now. It's like, what the
I can't believe you think Epstein killed himself, dude.
That's fucking cool. I thought.
Yeah, I can't believe you think that.
I might change my mind.
Okay.
But you got to prove something to me. That's fucking crazy.
It is insane, man. But yeah, again, like the list, you know, that whole thing where
Yeah.
everyone's like, show us the list, but it's like you can't, because you got to go down that list and prove if you can even talk about the names.
Yeah, that's true.
Right?
Chris Tucker.
Yeah, because each one of those people can sue you.
Even Chris.
Even Chris, my gosh.
I think there's a bunch of famous female artists like Beyonce. Is it Beyonce on that list?
Blue Ivy was actually on the island.
Oh wow, Northwest was too.
Yeah. No, but I think what Epstein was doing was like he's a socialite, so he'd get really famous people that like people want to hang out with and hang around, and then use those people as pawns to like leverage probably higher profile people with like really.
I thought you were gonna say it's like just a chick. I was like, hey, what island is this? Oh no, it's Chill Island. We're just gonna chill back. Hey, what are all these children doing here? You're like, ah, gotcha, mother effer.
It's fucking Jamie Dimon, dude.
I like the
Jamie Dimon's
idea
chilling up.
of somebody who's like a washed up celebrity and they're on the list and they're like, show the list, come on.
This is my big break, baby.
This is my moment.
Vanessa Carlton's on there. Come on, man.
Or Carlton from The Fresh Prince.
Fonzo Ribeiro, dude.
Show the list. Show the list.